Hey guys, it's Eric with the Miller Park Minute, throwing strikes and getting likes again today. We're back again, talking Brewers baseball. It's so good to be back, guys. So great to be back. I just want to take a moment to tell you that I appreciate each and every one of you. This video here is one of my subscribers reached out to me and said, "Hey Eric, we're talking baseball, just having a conversation." He said, "Hey Eric, why don't you talk about the roster?" And I said, "Sure, I'll do just that." So this is that video. This is me talking about the roster, what I think. Being that tomorrow is the home opener, I figured it'd be a good time to talk about the roster. Maybe do a predictions video. That might be the next video. There's a slew of videos that are being released in the next 24 to 48, so check those out. We just talked about 5 things I think the Brewers, or 5 things I'm worried about right now with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, the Upside Down M videos, those are a fave right now. So there's a lot of good things in turnover, and then there's a lot of bad things in turnover. There's a lot of things I like, there's a lot of things I don't like. I'm going to kind of run down this list of players that are currently on the roster, talk about some things, and just kind of go through it. So let's break it down here, guys. I'm going to talk about the catching situation. This is one of the areas I think we did good in the replacement of Yasmani Grandal. We went out and got Omar Narvaez. Omar Narvaez compared similarly. The only thing that he had trouble with in his pitch framing, and from what I've seen so far from spring training to summer camp, the time off in between, he was working on all of this. So I really think that'll come around, and we'll see more of that in the long term as he gets used to handling these guys and these new pitchers and these pitchers he's never handled before. So and he's not looking too bad with the bat so far. Jacob Nottingham, I feel like he's ready for a breakout. He looks like he's gotten in shape, trimmed up, but again, he's playing kind of as a backup. Manny Pena is the primary backup, and then you've got Jacob Nottingham. Still like Pena, no disrespect there. He's a good rotate in there kind of guy, and that's how we've used him for years now. Then we go into our infield. Orlando Arcia. I struggle because he's just, it depends if we get good Orlando Arcia or bad Orlando Arcia, if you guys know what I'm talking about. I like him. He's played some important games, done some important things. But at the same time, there's a good and a bad. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with Orlando Arcia. Jed Jerko is one. He comes from a hated team. He was a Cardinal. He's hard to swallow right now. I hope he does well. He's looking for a bounce back, so that will be one we see. That's a wait and see for me. I just... Keston Hura. I like him. He's already got 2 dingers on the year. I think there's much more to come. We'll see much more from Keston Hura. 19 homers his first season. I mean, he came up and he was hitting the tar out of the ball. So Brock Holt, utility man. He's kind of your every position utility man, and it's really nice to have a guy like that. We've always kind of had these, Hernan Perez guys that we could kind of slot in places. And Hernan Perez was great, did everything he could, just didn't hit with the bat. So what you get with a Brock Holt is you get a guy that hits more. And, of course, we need that. He played very well with the Red Sox. He's an exciting ad. He's one of my key ads of the offseason, along with Narvaez. I think those were just key pieces and key acquisitions that David Stearns went out there and made, kind of making things happen. Here's one that I like, and I just like his personality. Maybe it's because I'm a social media guy, and I always like when somebody's funny on social media. But Logan Morrison, I like the guy. He formerly played with Yelich. He's kind of a veteran guy that slots in as a non-roster. He hit the tar out of it in the blue and gold series that they had in the scrimmage games, and I know those don't matter, but it was still cool. And he was pretty hot in spring training. Justin Smoke Bomb, as I like to say. If he can come back, and again, this is a reclamation project. Brewers love these things. David Stearns is just like inventing the reclaiming of an old player. And I can cover a lot more on that. So he had an rough year. Former Blue Jay, so he's a good ad. And another reclaimed former Milwaukee Brewer that is on the roster is Eric Soulguard. Eric Soulguard has been impressive so far to date. He hit the game winner the other night. I like him. Nerd Power makes things a little more fun. He's just one of those guys, and he can slot in third base, shortstop. He's a super utility infielder as well. And then we go to some of the old favorites, some old school Brewers. Well, Ryan Braun is old. And I mean that. He's old, and he's probably going to be DH most of the season from what they've showed us so far. So, still like him. Still a good guy. Still Mr. Clutch, just like I talked about the other night. He is one of those players that just comes through at the right times and the right moments. So, hopefully we'll see many of those moments. Locaine has gotten his groove back. We haven't seen a home run robbery yet, but maybe he's saving that for the home opener. Who knows? He's hitting the ball. He's one of the top 2 hitters on the team right now. No bad vibes with my old buddy Locaine. Maybe I'll link up the video up there for you to check out the interview I did during the COVID break. He's a great guy. He's fun. Go watch it. And then obviously Garcia, I think that was a key add, especially with the subtraction / DH positioning of Ryan Braun, which wasn't even supposed to happen at the beginning of the year. Ryan Braun was supposed to be first base, and we slotted in all these other pieces on top of it, and we've just got this really stacked lineup of players that we can basically play anywhere. So, obviously it was a good ad for that outfield. Christian Yelich, obviously, should be 2-time MVP, but 1-time 2018 MVP. Can't go wrong with Christian Yelich in the outfield. Even though he's slumping. 1 for 27. Ugh. So painful. So freaking painful, guys. That being said, key ads, obviously, Narvaez, Holt, Garcia, filling in those positions, those holes, where we have them, where we need them. Urias is one is not currently on the roster, but I think he's got a good shot at becoming a key ad for the offseason as well, just based off of the fact that Garcia is streaky. Going into the rotation, the pitching, there's a lot of players here that are going to shape into different roles, and it'll be interesting to see what we do. Corbin Burns got another chance to be a starter. We'll see how that goes for the long term. With injuries, I mean, it's going to be a weird season anyways. Let him go for it. He looked sharp. Claudio's a guy that he's kind of an old faithful. You throw him in all the time. It'll be interesting to see, too, what they do now with the new relieving rules, where Claudio's role will primarily be as a reliever. This one I love. This is my one of my new young picks. I'm glad he made his debut. J.P. Fireheisen, or Jonathan Fireheisen, a local boy, River Falls. He looked very good in his first outing. I hope he has a bright future. I really do, because I like to see a local guy, your Jim Gatners, your Councils, your Plezaks, those guys, Yeah, it's cool to see. You have a local boy to cheer for, Josh Hader I love Josh Hader. I can't say bad things about Josh Hader. He is one of my favorites. Always will be. 2 great years. Reliever of the year. Maybe this is the year he gets a Cy Young. Who knows? Cy Young for a reliever. That'd be really cool. That'd be a nice thing. If Brandon Woodruff doesn't get it. Could happen. Justin Graham, he's one of those, the jury's out on that for me, because, just what we've seen so far, I know we're playing 6 games, but that's 10% of the season, guys, so we got it. Corey Knebel, I really, really hope Corey stays back in form, stays good. He's looking good so far. Tommy John, number 2. So, Lauer looked sharp. This is all based off of what we've seen so far. So, Lindblom, I think he could be good. It's just injury happened. Whatever happened the other night. Peralta, one of my faves. Hands down, Peralta I'm glad they extended it. I'm glad we got him for a long time. Peralta's got good stuff. Phelps, unsung hero. He's gonna be the unsung hero of the bullpen this year. I'm calling it. He'll be one that Council throws out there a lot. Here's my other piece for the next one. Don't judge him by what he's already done, because I think he's got a lot more aggressiveness and a lot more baseball in him. And he had a really, really good comeback last year. Brent Suter, the Raptor. The Raptor is a great guy. He's got a lot of fire and a lot of tenacity. I think maybe he's one of those that's been affected by the element, that element of no fans, no intensity. He's just a juiced guy. You see him out there, he's very intense. He knows what he's doing. He's not been as sharp, but I love him. I think he will come full circle in the next few days, hopefully. I'm giving people a very short time frame. This is not, it's April. It's only May, We've got a very short time frame to come around. So hopefully this home opener, this homestand will start to bring some guys around. Woody, there isn't anything that I cannot say about Brandon Woodruff. I love the guy. I think he deserves to pitch as many innings as he possibly can, and he should have had a longer start the other night, but that's the way Milwaukee baseball and Milwaukee pitching is managed. They don't allow him to go beyond set numbers. I get it, but I don't. And Yardley's looked good so far too. Devin Williams. I think a lot of these guys are going to be pieces to move up and move down. I mean, we have a whole system up there in Appleton where they're going to move pieces from, back, forth. And we've already seen it. Bobby Wall. Bobby Wall was swapped out for, oh my God. Nottingham. Sorry. I was going to say Jonathan Nottingham. Gosh, I'm dumb. So, yeah, I don't know. That's my take. I've got my young favorites, my new favorites. Yardley's one I like. Fireheisen I like. Phelps. And then I'm very excited for the guys like Brock Holt, Garcia, Lindblom, Narvaez. And then, of course, my old favorites, Woodruff, Braun, Yelich, Kane, the base of the team. Reason we've been so good. I think we're going to make a third straight run to the postseason. I think it's going to be a great season for Milwaukee Brewers baseball. I think this roster breaks out for the way that David Stearns and Craig Counsell like to manage baseball games. And that, quite frankly, is they like to rotate out the pieces. If you watch the lineups day in and day out, Kane was in the 8 hole and the 7 hole. Then they re-racked it. They've re-racked it a couple times and fit the different pieces in and the different DHs. It's going to be like that all season. There's probably not going to be one lineup that's the same unless Counsell just gets all the guys locked in at the same exact time. But that's very unlikely in 60 games. So that's my take on the roster. There's a lot of good takeaways. There's a lot of good stuff yet to happen. And we don't know. There's so much unknown. 6 games in, 10% of the season done. Anything can happen. I have a good feeling about it. I'm very excited for the home opener tomorrow. Oh, Bretta Anderson. I didn't mention because he doesn't show up on the roster because he hasn't been activated yet. But Brett Anderson is another one that, kind of a veteran, established guy. I like to see where he goes and what happens. So, with that being said, guys, that's my take on the Milwaukee Brewers opening day roster for 2020. It's only like 3 months after we should have had opening day, so should have been there, should have been live cheering baseball. Still sad, but here we are now, guys. We still have baseball. Be live tomorrow, and we'll talk some more baseball tomorrow. So, as always, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting this channel. My ramblings, my rants, and go Brewers.
Thank you for watching the Miller Park Minute. Go Brewers.